Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alfany. We're going to start the video off today with a banger of an article. I love when they bring stuff back up like this to bring about the realization of the potentiality of XRP or XLM or any of these bank coins. They all have great potentiality. So this article is from Bitcoinist.com and is titled Ripple CEO. The billion-dollar problem really is trillion. You want to be serious about it. This is trillions, but we start off in the billions. We scale into the trillions. If they're going to be serious about taking a good percentage, not all of them, not moving all the money, but a good percentage of the money. The billion-dollar problem that will make XRP the next Bitcoin. Now, if they're saying that, what does that mean for the price? And see, I have the mind of respect where each person can derive for themselves where they think that price is going. Somebody might want it to go to $2. That's what they think. I can respect that. Somebody might think that is going to $10. I can respect that. 50, 100. Whatever the people want to think, it's up to them. I'm perfectly fine with that. Right? You know, I say that because so many other people, they want to control the minds of the people until you must think this. No, not here. Free minds here, free people here, free beings here, but the potentiality is past the moon. In my humble opinion, you want to talk about XRP potentiality, quant potentiality, XLM Algorand, and bank coins overall potentiality. Now, what they actuate on, that's different. No guarantees in anything, and this is not financial advice. But what they actuate on, that's different. But let's talk potentiality. Potential-wise, the moon can't be enough. I laugh when people say, we're going to win moon. We're going to the moon. What moon? Listen, I've done too much research into XRP, XLM, Algorand, a lot of these projects. And let me tell you something. The moon is not enough. The moon is a starting point. It's my humble opinion. I'm not asking you to agree. Not at all. The moon is a starting point. Fly or die. I'm here. Simple as that. Says Ripple's XRP token is believed to boast huge potential. Of course. But many have wondered how valuable the token can become. Nobody knows. It's a beautiful thing, too. Skies are not the limit, right? But let them drop some facts on you here. It says Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse seems to have an answer as he claims the token could become the next Bitcoin. Which, listen, I said this before. So we're moving trillions in. If when we get there, I'm not saying all at once immediately. Start off small, baby steps, okay? But let's say at some point we're moving trillions. Listen, you get that acceptable volatility, then XRP will be also seen as a store of value. It's the same in the commodities market. Just like you got palladium, right? Some of you got palladium out there. You got platinum. I've been stacking platinum. All year I've been stacking platinum. It's one of the few things this year I've been stacking. Platinum, gold, silver, and all different people have different things. Some people have all of them, right? You can have Bitcoin store of value. You can have XRP. You can have XLM, Algorand, and there's going to be a smart contract. I think Algorand and Hedera are the winners in the end when it comes to smart contract platforms, to be quite honest. If you just saw what Algorand has just done, they did some major things recently. I just haven't had the time to cover it. But if you also have XRP as a store of value, and believe me, it will and is on the radar of all the big people. They know about XRP. Simple as that. They know about XRP. Now, I'm not saying they have it. They probably don't have any yet. They probably haven't gotten involved yet. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? You can always do things by proxy, by way of proxies. There's proxies everywhere. We all should know that very well by now. But I know they are aware of it. That awareness of it is one of the greatest catalysts ever. But let's keep going with this article here. It says, how can XRP become the next Bitcoin? Bitcoin will remain Bitcoin. XRP is going to do what it does. That's how I feel. It's going to do what it does. Bitcoin can get its money and we can make our money. There's enough money to go around. May everybody win. And we can. It says here, a prominent figure in the XRP community, Jack the Rippler, shared a clip from an interview that Garlinghouse had with Bloomberg. In the interview, the CEO mentioned that the token could become the next Bitcoin if his company, pay close attention to the wording, if his company using the XRP token could solve a huge financial problem, especially a large scale running into, didn't I just say this? See, I saw the billions. I said no. I immediately knew. I said no. It was trillions. Guess what Garlinghouse says here? Quote, if it says, especially at large scale running into, quote, trillions of dollars, unquote. I know it's the target. I know, but they're aiming for it. They've been doing a great job so far. And when they can play with that liquidity hub, which they can't do yet, legal reasons, they can't do it yet. But when they can play with that liquidity hub, when they get over that SEC hump, woo-wee, people better get ready. People better get, I know what I hold. I know where I stand. I know what I'm looking for. 100%, right? It's the same with all the other bank coins, XLM, Quant. It says here, his statement likely stems from his company's vision to disrupt the global financial system. We already have. We can do things that others cannot. While they're struggling for interoperability, we already have it. And if you didn't want to go directly through us to connect all the systems together, the XRPL, you can go through Quant, which has overledger for XRP, which is questionable when you see the work that Quant, which is going to skyrocket. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my opinion. I say you do what you want to do. But Quant also, which will skyrocket, in my humble opinion, if you see what they've been doing with the Bank of England, right? And you think to yourself, wait a minute, they're connecting everything together. What protocol can they use? I'm not saying they can maybe they have another private company come over a protocol that they could run through overledger. But why would you do that when they already have overledger for XRP? Do they also have overledger for XDC as well? But I think going by what a lot of XDC people have said, that for settlement and liquidity, you would probably go with XRP. Right? This is a long time ago. I heard these things, but that's also, and then also they have that connection with Ripple and the Bank of England as well. Digital Pound Foundation, right? Didn't they get some documents written up by Ripple to help them formulate the digital pound? Correct? Oh, we're in business. Oh, yeah, things are looking good. Just my boy, things are looking good. It says here, if that is done, it is expected that the token's value could skyrocket. I just want to put this out there. So they're holding a lot of XRP too. You think that's not taken into account? If XRP's price skyrockets and they're holding some of that, you think that they don't take that into account when all of these other entities in crypto, I'm going to put it like that, liquidate their crypto to fund certain things and pay certain things? You don't think that that's taken into account? Of course, everybody who's involved with XRP wants that price to skyrocket, right? And I don't know if people forget sometimes, but look at the last bull run, how fast things took off. I mean, it went off at a lightning pace. So don't forget that. So no one forgets that who's a moneymaker. No one forgets how easy when the bull markets start, no matter what the catalyst is, how easy it is to make money in crypto. Nobody forgets that. We all remember the taste of those gains. Some of us are wise, save those gains as well. Garlinghouse mentioned that XRP token has enjoyed outstanding success so far because people realize the potential that the token boasts. And I'm always talking about potentiality. Me and Garlinghouse, we're like right here. Yep. Mm-hmm. Says, and have the belief that the token could well become the next Bitcoin. Once again, I feel like Bitcoin has its place. XRP has its place. I don't think we're in competition at all. We do two completely different things. Let them get their money. We get our money. Some of us own both. I don't own any Bitcoin, but I know some people that are very cool and close with me, hold some Bitcoin. I hope they make a ton of capital. Simple as that. Right. All right. So now let's move on to this next article here. That was a good way to start. I think that was a pretty good way to start. How's your day going out there? You doing good? I hope you are. So this next article is from the cryptobasic.com and it's titled XRP recovers above 50-cent resistance. 3 possible outcomes for XRP. Let's take a look at these scenarios and see if they're making some good calls here. All right. It says here, scenario number 1. I'm skipping a lot, but if you want to read the rest, you can go to Crypto Basic. Scenario number 1, a bull run. The 50-cent price level is considered a major support/resistance level for XRP. Flipping this level could start a major rally for the altcoin. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Let me say this. Did you see the massive treasury sell-off that just happened? Did you see that? Now that opens up some opportunity. What are people going to do with that liquidity now? Where does that go? But we've seen in the past when there's big sell-offs that happen, sometimes what the people in charge do, they increase that yield a little bit to draw the people back in, right? We saw that with bonds, didn't we? Big bond sell-off. They raised the yield a little bit. People came back to feast on the bonds again, right? So that's one of their techniques. But right now, I haven't heard that they've done anything like that. The sell-off means that there's some liquidity to play with. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? You're watching T-bills and bonds and all that stuff, right? You're watching the treasuries, right? So I'm taking that into account. But that's not a strong catalyst in my humble opinion, but it's there. Let's keep going. It says, however, XRP bulls must keep the coin price above 50 cents for this to happen. If 50 cents is converted into a resistance level, then XRP could experience a short-term bull rally. A short-term target is 55 cents before XRP could rally to as high as 70 cents. I agree with that. The popular XRP trader at Universe 20 has predicted a rally to $1 for XRP if bullish conditions hold. It's possible. I would think you would need a very, very solid catalyst, I would think. I don't think retail, I don't think you can rely on retail to do it, not on its own. It would need a fire lit under its behind to make that price move. I sincerely believe that. I really do. And there's so much fear right now. Take that into account as well. There's so much FUD from the outside and the inside, so, and it's been turning a lot of people away. So I take that into account as well. So we're going to skip scenario number 2 and we're going to go to scenario number 3. Consolidation continues. Scenario number 2 is about a strong bear market, but I think we all have thought about that 1,000 times over. Let's skip to scenario number 3. Consolidation continues if XRP fails to convert the 50-cent resistance level into support level. It could fall back into consolidation range. I'm going to stop right there on this article. I think that's the most likely scenario until we have a very, very solid catalyst. You have to have something solid, and then you'll experience a little bit of a liftoff. So now let's move to this next article here. Is from btcpeers.com, and it's titled Ripple Stock Market Debut via IPO and Implications for XRP Price. It says Ripple Stock Market. Oh, they repeat the title. It says Ripple Labs made waves in the crypto space when it announced plans to go public through an initial public offering. As one of the largest and most well-funded blockchain companies, Ripple's stock market debut was highly anticipated. The implications for Ripple's associated cryptocurrency XRP could be significant. An introduction to Ripple and XRP. Ripple is a sample. Well, we know what Ripple and XRP are. Let's skip that part. It says potential effect on XRP's price. Now that's what I like to hear. It says Ripple going public is likely to have significant implications for XRP's price. Here are some potential effects. Increased legitimacy. An IPO lends further legitimacy to Ripple and XRP. Public investors may view XRP as less risky once Ripple is SEC approved and transparently traded. This sentiment could positively impact XRP's price. I agree with that 100%. I think overall, all of crypto needs more legitimacy, but then also all of crypto needs to respect itself a little bit more. A little too many meme coins with silly names that chases away the traditional money. All those trillions that could come in. Look, they're going to force their way in now because they've taken over. Let's just face the facts. They've taken a BlackRock, Wisdom Tree, Franklin Templeton, Valkyrie, Vanguard. They're here. And they've built a lot of roots behind the scenes. But this would have happened a little bit faster, I think, with a little bit more respect and legitimacy. Also, I think the crypto communities, just my humble opinion, need to stop cannibalizing each other. Support each other. Get your money. The legacy system is your enemy. Fight against the legacy system. If you're going to fight anybody, stand together strong. Make your money. That's how I feel about that. So it says mainstream awareness. Also, I agree with this. This is Ripple's IPO will bring mainstream attention to the company and XRP from investors with little crypto knowledge. This attention could drive new demand for XRP. They're making some good points on here. I like this. BTCpeers.com. I got to check them out more often. They're doing good. Market dynamics. And we'll stop off on this last section here. An influx of public capital and liquidity usually causes increased trading volumes and volatility. More active trading of Ripple stock could have a ripple effect on XRP prices. I also agree with that. However, there are also risks, like XRP being viewed as, all they need to do are very well positioned advertising spots where they make it clear that XRP itself has clarity. And then when Ripple defeats the SEC, then Ripple's use of XRP will also have clarity. That's two completely different things we're looking at there. But they just need to make that clear, and then the people will understand, and they will want to play. They'll want to play. It says, but ultimately, the increased visibility and validation should outweigh potential regulatory concerns. Quote, Ripple going public represents a watershed moment for crypto. Mainstream adoption is coming, unquote. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think 2024 is the year. And I have another article that's talking about something major in 2024 coming up in a later chapter. Let's move on here. All right. So now this article is also from the cryptobasic.com, and it asks the question. It says, how can XRP handle weekends, holidays, and night payment challenges in finance? I'd answer that with a very simple response. It would handle it quite easily and much more efficiently than the legacy system. Just look at all the information about how the XRPL works. Look at all of our innovations. Plus, we have what the legacy system has already. They're all in on it, right? We've learned from their mistakes. We've closed up a lot of gaps. We're way more cost effective than they are. Well, let's read this little tidbit here. It says, in a recent tweet, pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton highlighted the application of XRP in solving a prevailing obstacle in the economic realm dubbed the, quote, Friday night problem, unquote. Deaton's tweet followed a detailed thread from Panos Mekras, the author of Understanding the Crypto Economy. Specifically, Mekras wrote a 16-part X thread, pointing out the challenges posed by closing banks and markets on weekends and the potential for market manipulation in such scenario. Oh, wow. Yes. Any of you who are in the stock market now, I was heavily in the stock market. I was in the stock market before I was in crypto. And yes, a lot of that goes, there's a lot of manipulation. Oh, man. And it gets brutal over there, right? Very brutal, man. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm just confirming I agree with that. It says, in response, Deaton referenced TapJets, a private jet company that had recognized and harnessed XRP's capabilities to address the challenges Mekras highlighted. Deaton mentioned that TapJets submitted an amicus brief supporting Ripple in the XRP classification lawsuit. The lawyer stated that TapJets explained to the court how XRP is an instrumental digital asset in addressing the Friday night problem. It says TapJets using XRP to solve night problem. This is the next section. It says here, Deaton cited an instance to provide a proper context for XRP's place in solving financial challenges related to weekends and nights. He explained that someone needing to book a private jet at the last minute through the TapJets app often face a hurdle since banks close after 5 p.m. on Fridays. Deaton highlighted that to secure a reservation, customers must prepay for various expenses like fuel, pilots, flight attendants, and airport fees. However, the payment becomes challenging as banks are inaccessible during the period, possibly foiling the private jet booking mission. The lawyer noted that TapJets elaborated in the amicus brief that it integrated XRP as a payment solution. In particular, TapJets told the court that XRP integration allowed all parties to receive their payments in split seconds. Even during those critical Friday evenings and weekends, when traditional banking was unavailable, we're better than them in every possible way. We're more advanced than they are. And not only that, they're going down. That banking system, every single day I'm reading information that shows we're getting closer and closer to more banks collapsing. I have an article coming up that's going to show you a little bit of that. Let's move on to another article here. So a little bit of stellar news, right? I'm very happy to see a very big website like U.Today writing an article about XLM, right? So it says here, blockchain-based payments network Stellar XLM readies for its biggest, most complex protocol upgrade to date, which, by the way, if you didn't see that video yesterday, I had a pretty good 2 XLM chapters in there that were explaining how this Soroban release or Protocol 20 upgrade could, not a guarantee, could affect XLM's price. And that's what I want to hear. I'm here to make some money off XLM. I don't know about everybody else, you know. It says here, which will introduce support for Soroban smart contracts. It says, in an exciting upcoming development, Soroban smart contract support will be added to Stellar's testnet on September 20th, 3 p.m. UTC. Soroban makes this known in an X post. Soroban makes this known. You mean Stellar makes it known, right? It says, adding that Soroban FutureNet will remain live and unaffected for the time being. The Stellar testnet will also upgrade on Wednesday, September the 20th at 3 p.m. UTC to release candidate versions of Stellar Core and Horizon. As Protocol 20 upgrade would introduce new network settings that validators control, the initial upgrade vote might be followed by a series of additional votes to adjust the settings. As stated by Stellar in a blog post explaining the details of the upgrade, mainnet validators are likely to schedule an upgrade vote date for 6 weeks after stable releases come out. Thus, the date for the public network upgrade vote is to be determined, which, they say TBD, then they clarify it means to be determined. It says Stellar, however, promises to provide an update in this regard as time goes on. It also promises to immediately supply timelines for the votes and also update with new dates as new information comes in or as new releases come out. Stellar garnered attention in the past week after it unveiled its much-awaited teaser, which was a fancy commercial with British actor Idris Elba. A new look for Stellar was also undertaken with a website rebrand, which I'm going to say right now, a lot of people were not happy with that. And I'll tell you what else. You know, I thought they were going to make a big announcement the way they were pumping that up. You know, don't do that, because they have to know that a lot of people here, if they pump something up like, oh, we're coming out with something epic and awesome, they're going to think it's about XLM directly. They're going to think it's about the chain directly, some kind of announcement. But it was just like, well, we're going to unveil this website, which is like, that's cool. But just say that. Don't get the people all hyped up with a mystery, because they're going to associate it with what they're here for. And the people are here for XLM. Let's not make it. Most people are here for XLM, right? And the opportunity that XLM brings. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's what they're here for, right? So some people took umbrage to that. I saw a lot of comments. Go check those comments. Some people took umbrage to that much awaited teaser, right? So it says here, on September 14th, Stellar also introduced, quote, Decentralized, unquote, a series that explores the authentic stories of individuals creating real world change through blockchain technology. All right. So now let's move on from there. And let's go here. Listen, the banks are in big trouble. I've been talking about this for the longest time. We saw the banks go down in May. We saw some banks go down throughout the summer, which that information was buried, but you got that information. You learned about it, right? And it looks like 2024 is going to be a heck of a year for the banking system. This one comes from commercialobserver.com, and it's titled Shorenstein Properties Defaults. The tsunami of defaults is coming, is beginning. Shorenstein Properties defaults on $350 million CMBS loan tied to 1407 Broadway. It has begun. They're in trouble. A $350 million loan secured by 1407 Broadway, a 43-story office building just south of Times Square, is 30 days delinquent and has been sent to special servicing, according to a report from TREP. Shorenstein Properties, a San Francisco-based real estate investment firm, purchased the 1.1 million square foot building in April 2015 as part of the firm's Fund 11 portfolio. The loan backs the 2019 single asset, single buyer commercial mortgage backed securities deal, BBCMS 2019-B-Way, that was scheduled to mature November 2023. According to TREP data, the initial mortgage for the $350 million loan was structured as a 2-year floating rate, of course, interest only first lien mortgage loan with 3 1-year extension options, according to Fitch Ratings. Sorry about that. They wrote that a little strange. All right. So I just wanted to put that on your table. Let's move to this next article here. The defaults have begun. It's getting real in here. It really is. Banks. Oh, man, they're on fire. Their whole system on fire, and I love it. That just pushes them closer and closer into the arms of the new financial system. They need us. There's no way out. Their higher ups are not helping them. The Fed is stomping on them at the time, right? Says here, this is from Bloomberg, Bloomberg.com. Keep your eye on the US dollar and keep your eye on those banks. They both accelerate the timeline of the new financial system. That's number one. And number two, you want to be able to survive these things when they start going down. Number three, we can make, I won't say I can't tell you what to do. Once again, do I have to say not financial advice? But some people will make disgusting amounts of money when they go down. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'll be clapping when they go down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It says here, big bank borrowing rebound seen as sign of alarm on reserves. Didn't I say it was a problem how the Fed had all of these new requirements for the banks? They're choking the banks out like a UFC rear naked choke. It says, first bullet point, a declining trend in reversed in August. Fed data shows, so it's reputable. Next bullet point, lenders are not comfortable with erosion in reserves. Everybody, when I say everybody, I mean a lot of people, are leaving the banks. They don't trust them. Deposit flight, just do a Google search on deposit flight. It has been massive. That's why I laugh at institutions like JP Morgan, who claim there's some authority. They had some of the most gargantuan deposit flight I've ever seen. Check it out for yourself. It says here, an increase in U.S. commercial banks' borrowings suggests they're uncomfortable losing any more reserves as depositors seek better returns elsewhere, according to Citigroup Inc. But what would they expect? Their returns are trash. We're trying to make some money here. You hurt yourself. This is after declines in June and July. The largest U.S. banks, increased their borrowing in August by 9% or $70 billion. Federal Reserve data shows. Concurrently, the Federal Home Loan Bank System, a general liquidity provider for banks, saw total debt outstanding rise to $1.249 trillion. Oh, they're in trouble. It says from $1.24 trillion in July. Naughty. Oh man. Let's go here. Hey, they laugh at us, they kick us when we're down. Hey, it's no fun when the rabbit has the, you know that phrase, it's no fun when the rabbit has the, I can't say that word on YouTube, right? So, and plus I need to keep this show family friendly, right? It says here, now 2024, let's get back to 2024. It looks like it's going to be a massive year. We got MICA legislations rolling out. Who knows what's going to happen with XRP in 2024? We got a lot of big stuff happening. SBI remit is going insane, trying to use XRP everywhere. I had an article the other day I didn't even get to use that says that Japan loves XRP, right? They had some data to prove it. We see XRP going insane in South Korea. They had data showing that XRP is the most popular cryptocurrency in South Korea. I mean, 2024 is looking really, really nice right now. And then we have this article here from the block.co, and it's titled, Hong Kong looks to release stablecoin regulations by mid-2024. And we also heard Ripple saying what? Hey, we want to flood our chain with stablecoins as well. We'll take that congestion. We'll take it. And they're going to need liquidity because stablecoins are not stable. We already saw that, right? We remember when USDC got shut down on Coinbase and people couldn't access their capital, right? Because there was a bank run. There could be bank runs on stablecoins, which means what? They need liquidity. And what do we specialize in when it comes to XRP? Liquidity. So anyway, Hong Kong is looking to make big actions happen in 2024. It says here, Hong Kong lawmaker Duncan Cho said today that Hong Kong is currently running second round of consultation for stablecoin issuance guidelines. Cho said at a forum in Shanghai that he hopes Hong Kong would be set to release regulatory guidelines for stablecoin issuers in the middle of next year, local media reported. Cho's comments come as the region aims to develop itself into a Web3 hub. They're doing a fantastic job as of now. This is unlike its neighboring Chinese mainland's broader crackdown on cryptocurrencies. Say it once louder for the people in the back, please. Everybody thinks there's just this one China. And although there's one China, don't get me wrong, but they function as two separate entities, mainland and Hong Kong. Right? One yuan, one Hong Kong dollar. They function differently. I don't know how better to explain that for Westerners. It's just like one Cantonese, more spoken in Hong Kong, and mainland China, Mandarin, and I believe there's a lot of different. It's so hard to explain to Westerners that China is very complicated. It's very complicated. Like even if you learn languages, it's like I started off, I was learning Mandarin, and then I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like the Chinese I used to hear when I was younger. And then I discovered the Chinese that I fell in love with when I was younger was Cantonese. So I started learning Cantonese, and I'm like, wait a minute. What is everybody else speaking? I want to learn Fujonese now. I learned some Fujo. It's a complicated place. It's just not talked about enough. But anyway, so there's two different things going on. But I'm glad that they clarified that, right? A lot of people don't know that. But let's continue on here. It says, unlike its neighboring Chinese mainland's broader crackdown on cryptocurrencies, Hong Kong has rolled out the welcome mat for crypto firms this year. In June, Hong Kong officially started its crypto licensing regime, allowing licensed exchanges to offer retail trading services. This next few years is going to be insane. I can't wait. It's going to be so much of a bigger bull run whenever it does begin. I don't know when it's going to begin. I'm not in charge of anything. I don't know when moon. I can only estimate like everyone else. But I just know when it happens, it's got to be much bigger than last time because more institutions can play, more regions can play that were cut off last time, restricted last time. Look how good we did last time. Imagine how much more much better it will be now that there's so much development that has happened. I mean, it's just my opinion. I mean, you tell me what you think, right? So now let's go here because the banks continue to go absolutely insane. I don't know. It's like they're oblivious to harming themselves, or maybe it's on purpose. I don't know. This is from franknez.com. We won't take long on this article because the title gets right to the point. Wells Fargo is now freezing bank accounts in new scandal. Every week we're reading about one of these banks doing their customers a dirty. DIRTY, because they gotta, right? Sorry, I took that from The Mask. You ever see that movie, The Mask? Jim Carrey. Excellent movie if you haven't. I know some of the older people probably saw The Mask. Some of the younger people probably, what was The Mask? You mean with what's that other dude, that funny dude? He used to have like a prank show. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Yeah, they probably just know The Mask with Jamie Kennedy. No, not that Mask. I mean the real Mask with Jim Carrey when he was in his prime. Anyway, it says here, Wells Fargo is now freezing bank accounts according to new reports from a customer, which has now led to a lawsuit. Quote, Wells Fargo seized the customer's funds and shut down his bank account over a legitimate $207,765 deposit. What in the world? That's it? That's what alarmed you? $200,000? That's what alarmed you? They're getting nuts. All right, let's read more. Maybe they have a reason. Let's read a little further. Ethan Parker says he opened a new bank account at the bank late last year. All right. Specifically to deposit a large check that he received after the death of his adoptive mother. Seems pretty straightforward to me. But 15 days after the deposit, Parker says Wells Fargo shuttered the account, took the funds, and accused him of forging the check. Okay. What proof did they have? I guess hence the lawsuit. According to the lawsuit, Parker then obtained a letter from the firm that issued the check. What is going on here? To confirm its legitimacy. But the bank was not swayed and continued to deny Parker access to the funds without, quote, adequate explanation. The lawsuit asked the courts to force Wells Fargo to release it. They should, if he has proof. He showed it to lawyers, didn't he? That means it can't be fake. It has to be real. Says Parker has been damaged and then, quote, amount to be proved at trial. Yeah, I can see why they would go that route. 100%. In a statement to Triangle Business Journal, Wells Fargo made a statement. Okay, that's rare. Spokesperson says the bank plans to defend its actions. Quote, we strongly disagree with the allegations made in the suit filed by Mr. Parker and will defend our position as we believe Wells Fargo took the appropriate actions. How would they say that he forced? I don't understand what they would go by. Anyway, that's crazy to me, in my humble opinion. Moving on. Moving on. Once again, Bankcoin systems, Bankcoin based wallets, pretty much everything that's legitimate crypto based is better than the legacy system. And they need us. We don't need them. They need us. That's how I feel. All right. So my word, I have too many articles today. I'm going to skip some to keep this video a little shorter. So once again, another article. This one is from Market Watch. I want to really drive this home. I had so many people that I don't think they really believe me over the months when I was talking about how people, making $60,000 to $90,000, $90,000 to $120,000 were living paycheck to paycheck. Then I showed you that article yesterday, right? Go to that video, click that article. That's one. That article actually said people up to $150,000. Not all, of course, it's not all encompassing. This is not absolutist type material, but a good majority of them were living paycheck to paycheck. Well, here's another article just to drive this home to show you. Hey, when I'm talking, I try to speak from the research that I've done. And like yesterday, if I'm not sure about something, I'll ask you to say, hey, is this real? Did you hear about this? No, but when I'm talking straight, this is when I know what I read. It says here, Americans are working harder and making less. That wage growth slowed down. It doesn't keep up with inflation. That's number one. It doesn't keep up with inflation. And when they put out those CPI numbers, core consumer pricing index, core inflation numbers, it negates what's important. It's not talking about them food prices going through the roof, right? And then you have to balance that out with whatever people's lifestyles are. The lifestyle that those people were used to living has been greatly altered unless they know how to budget, unless they know how to save money. But most people in the United States, they live just a little bit excessively. So they're not used to having to cut all these different things out, and they're struggling like, well, what do I do now? I bought this big house. I got this nice car, maybe a couple, they're not used to, there's so much going on, so that has to be taken into account as well. This is opinion. Americans are working harder and making less. And then another thing that they do here in this article says we need a new social safety net. Then check this out. We've been hearing this all year, this call for universal basic income. We covered an article recently where they're starting to roll this out and test it out over when it was in California. They're going to be giving out a ton of money. But which bank coin connects to universal basic income that I'm watching like a hawk? Cello, which is also beloved by the World Economic Forum. So as this push for universal basic income becomes greater and greater, I'm watching Cello like a hawk. I don't know if they're going to get involved, but that's one of their main use cases. Look it up. Look it up. It says here, workers need a universal basic income. This is on Market Watch, a major website. So I'm keeping an eye on this, folks. But the most important part is that people are working harder and making less. It shows you the truth about the economy. I told people, not a recession, light version of a depression. You could just say depression outright. It's a depression. All right, we're moving on here. We're moving on. We're doing a good job. I feel like we're doing a good job today. You're doing a good job. I'm doing a good job. I'm very